Radio right here with Ben Shalom. All right, Ben, how long has that been planned?
From Chris, I don't know. Genuinely, hand on heart, asked him what he was, because of the scumbag press conference that went viral and was famous. I wanted to make sure that I knew what he was going to say. I wasn't asking what he's going to do. But he's Chris Eubank Jr. and he'll make headlines. And do I condone that? Probably not. Maybe it looked worse than it was initially. But an unbelievable and entertaining press conference.
What words have you had with Chris?
I'm going to go and see him after this, but yeah, I've not spoke to him yet.
Is this what we can expect from the press conference in London and the entire build-up? Do you have to keep these guys apart from now on?
I think so. Look, I think people forget what Chris Eubank Jr. went through in that first fight, and people just seem to brush over it. He cut weight to an unnatural limit, to a disgusting, really, limit, and then didn't even fight, didn't even get paid a penny. It impacted his career massively. Ended up with the Liam Smith camp as well, back to back, and we saw what happened in his performance there. And so he's been carrying that with him for a couple of years. I'm not condoning what he did. I'm just saying this is personal. It's not born rivals. It's not about the dads. And I'm hoping it'll calm down for Thursday.
Ben, what was said between yourself and Eddie at the end of the press conference? Saw sort of going back and forth. He's here now.
Eddie's here. Let's just ask him, man.
Eddie thought that I knew about it.
Well, no, because
but also he thought that it was something else. You didn't think it was an egg.
No, I thought it was a glass,
Yeah.
first of all. Whatever it was, he's hit Conor in the eye with something. What I was angry about is because I don't believe everything that Eubank does is premeditated.
I
right?
agree with
He
that.
didn't go into the kitchen this morning, get an egg out of the fridge, not tell anyone what he was going to do, and just turn up at
So
the press conference.
just on that, I've just said, when that scumbag press conference happened, I said to him, tell me what you're going to say. I wasn't asking what he's going to do. He wouldn't tell me anything that he's going to say. Did I expect that? No. Should he have done it? No, probably not. But I don't
When you
think
say
it.
probably
I
not,
don't
I
think.
mean-
I don't think it was as bad as we first saw it.
Eddie, do you think Conor's going to retaliate at the next press conference?
Oh yeah, it's on site now. I mean, if anyone here sees Nigel Benn tonight, avoid him.
Especially me.
Oh, you're done for. Don't approach Nigel Benn tonight, because this is what we've got to think about on Thursday now. We've got to put provisions in place, because this is attack on site stuff. Conor's not going to sleep on this and then go, oh, it's okay now. Yeah, don't worry about it, Chris. As soon as he sees Eubank, he's going to attack him. So it's our job now to make sure that we have the provisions in place to make sure that doesn't happen.
What were you both saying to each other? Because it looked like you were both being held back.
I said to him, because I'm still not convinced, I believe I said, if you knew about this, you're a dog. That's what I said. And he said, I didn't know anything about it. I have to take his word for that. But I don't believe the team didn't know about what they were going to do. And I just think hitting someone around the face, in the eye, with an object is not the thing to do. I can see a push, but to carry something up and hit someone around the face with it, for me, is a bitch move. And what happens now is the game changes. But the game is the game. And if you want to do that, you have to live with the consequences of that. And we have to put the provisions in place to make sure that we put a lid on it to make sure this doesn't get out of control. Because if they see each other now, the whole fight's off. Yeah. Because they're scrapping till the absolute end.
Do you think this could be the biggest build-up in British boxing?
I've told you, this was already a big build-up. I mean, the only thing that I'm disappointed about now, and I love Tottenham Stadium, but we really needed a much bigger stadium, because these pre-sale tickets have moved like I've never seen before, and we know on Friday it's an instant sellout anyway, but we could have we could have done with 100,000 easy on this fight.
Eddie, Radio Raheem, we were all in the press row actually wondering how long it was going to take for Ben to either get hit with something or lean into something. After the push in Saudi, were you not expecting something from Eubank?
What, for him to hit him around the face with an egg in the eye? No.
Something, yeah. I mean,
that's exactly where it was.
Can you describe the rivalry between you both? Because
This is very dramatic.
you said you were on good terms at one point in the press conference, but it doesn't
We
seem
are
like you're on good terms.
No, we are on good terms. I don't believe he didn't know about it.
No,
If
you know I didn't know.
No, I
about
don't,
that.
because I think you're a little bit
what,
snaky.
No, you know what I didn't know.
No.
Don't talk.
No. Be quiet. Because
No.
No.
You can't say things.
No, stop. Because then I'll
say
take you
things.
for. Listen, I've been very nice to you
but
lately,
you can't say
and
things
I've been
that
very
aren't
nice
true.
to you lately. I've given you a big education in the
Yeah, but
last
you
couple of
can't
weeks.
say things that
I've told
aren't
you
true.
you were very lucky to be talking to me. Right, but we do get on well. We actually have a bit of banter. He actually, if you don't mind me saying, he was asking me potentially to go on Boxer's Bald.
Yeah, it was a
the other
good
night.
joke.
Oh, was it a
Yeah,
joke?
yeah.
Oh, I was
You
actually getting excited
loved
by that.
it.
No.
You loved it.
But the reality is it's camp v camp.
Yeah.
So I don't have any emotion towards this man. I just think it was a bitch move. If he knew about it, I would have expected him. If Conor Benn came up to me and said, I'm going to hit Chris Eubank with this.
Eddie, we spent 2 weeks trying to get out of Chris Eubank Jr. what he's going to say. 2 weeks. He wouldn't tell me. He wouldn't tell his girlfriend. He wouldn't tell his girlfriend. He wouldn't tell Napa. He wouldn't tell his best friend. We know why now.
So he took the egg alone.
We know why now.
He was the only man who knew about the egg.
Listen, we know
How
why.
did he smuggle it in? It was unbelievable. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
the
Where do you think
security
it
was
Do you think it was in
checking
his
for eggs on his way.
LV pack? Like
That's
pouch
why he
in
wear
his
one
thing?
of.
Next time I go up to you, I'm going to go, all right, Chris, and just try and pat the egg in there. Do you know what I mean?
Do you
Ben,
actually
you
believe
kept
no one
alluding
knew
to
about
the rehydration clause in the press conference. Do you think they tried to sort of skirt over the matter to maybe get away with
I think
the
that's one for his
rehydration?
promoter.
I think so.
Ben, do you
I
think there'll
so.
be any repercussions? People are talking about a hefty fine from the board and also a hefty fine potentially from the promoter for not having a better handle on the situation. Just saying, that's what they said, I don't know.
But in terms of the rehydration cost, a lot were brought up in the press conference about it. Obviously, Eddie tried to sort of, it was moved along quite quickly when they were talking about the weights. Do you think that was something that they was obviously trying to skirt around?
The only way we got Chris over the line with that was by getting him more money. And he didn't want to do it, but in the end, money is what Chris Eubank Jr. wants. He made a business decision, and he can make the weight, and he took the money.
Is there any chance there's an injury to Ben's eyes or any?
No, he's fine.
That's it.
He's fine.
Let's get one more. What's your feelings on His Excellency saying the winner gets a fight against?
Yeah,
That's how confident he is that Eubank's going to win, because there's no chance
Sorry,
he thinks Conor Benn is
the
fighting
question was
Canelo.
directed to me.
That's the answer. There you go.
Eddie from Wish. I think that basically Conor's future is back down at 147, if I'm honest. If he deals with a middleweight in style, who knows? But it's a big jump to 68, and it's a big jump size-wise to Canelo Alvarez.
How would it fare against Canelo, do you feel?
I mean, you're talking about Conor is a similar size to Crawford, but doesn't have his credentials. Quite frankly, doesn't have his ability just yet. And I think Crawford will probably get beat. So, but if he steps up to middleweight and destroys Eubank inside 3 rounds, which is very possible, who knows?
Do you think the Bivol Beterbiev rematch will happen?
I think Bivol is the king, and he can fight whoever he wants or whoever His Excellency tells us to fight. Canelo rematch, Benavidez, Callum Smith, Beterbiev 3, all amazing fights. He's ready for all of them, but he'll be out for a while.
Out of all those, which one do you want?
I do like Beterbiev 3 because the first 2 are my favourite fights, but I'd love to see Callum Smith get the chance.
Last one. What did Ben say to you backstage?
Ben, Conor or him? Dopey.
I mean, either one. Did anyone have words for you?
I said to Shalom, if you knew about that, you're a dog. Because we talked before, and he said, I swear I didn't know about it. He's got a track record with that kind of stuff. To be honest, Eubank don't really talk to him that much, so maybe I do believe him. Conor Benn, absolutely ready to fight, not Chris Eubank, an entire nation of men. And Nigel Benn, ready to do it with a blindfold on.
Why do you think Eubank didn't want you to speak at the press conference?
Because it's a premeditated thing. He watched David Hay do it a few years ago, and it's like the easy thing to do, isn't it? What shall I do? Everything that Eubank does is premeditated. Do you think that he sat down and when I started talking, he went, oh, I'm going to say this? He doesn't have the wit. He doesn't have the IQ to do that. What he's doing is he's sitting there like the egg, all right? And he's gone, right, when Eddie talks, they're all sitting. This is what they're like, these people. Ben included, because he's all the... What we do is, when Eddie starts talking, you just butt in and say, we don't want to hear from you. I mean, fucking hell. That's fucking, like, Einstein stuff. And then what you do is take an egg up, right? And when you get face to face, slap him with the egg. Yeah? To be honest with you, if you would have slapped the egg on here as a little bit of a laugh, not the best, but not here. Because you've slapped him and, that shell breaks in your eye. Who knows what's going to happen? Then we've got no fight. But luckily, Conor's fine. Let's roll on Thursday.
Why do you think His Excellency is pulling for Ben instead of Eubank?
Is he?
That's what he said. He said he wanted you to do the business this time.
Maybe we always have a laugh, me and him, because he always says none of my fighters win. And now Callum Smith won, and Bivol won, and I'm the promoter of arguably the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. Everything changes. And don't forget, watch Nigel Benn against Iron Barkley. And that's what's going to happen April 26th.
Thank you. Radio Raheem with Eddie Hearn.
I did say
3 times. Thank you very much.
Thank you.